What's up, guys? It's your boys Wookie back with another Chris Watts video. And today we're going to be taking a look at karma that is going to be there always for Chris Watts and the karma that is coming back for Nicole Kessinger. Now, a lot of people sit there and say over and over and over again, Wookie, get over it. It's done. It's over with. It's not going to happen. I'm going to say never. Karma always gets their person. I'm telling you, karma will eventually get its person in this case. With that being said, a lot of you guys have been wanting me to watch another Real Killers video, which I definitely do love Real Killers. Their channel is fantastic. I'm hoping to meet the owner of Real Killers in 2 weeks. So with that being said, grab a chair, get comfortable. Before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor on both of our channels, is subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it. So when we do post videos like this one or like his ones that he posts, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for that continued love and support that you guys continuously show on our channels. We can't thank you guys enough. I thank you so very much, and I guarantee Real Killers does as well. With that being said, let's get the video. Real Killers. The video is for educational and entertainment purposes.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us again. Please like and subscribe as we continue to explore different aspects of this case. A lot of commenters think that Chris was driven to these heinous acts. And he was, by his own people, since the day he introduced his girlfriend to his mother. All of these shenanigans began way before her life was cut short by a very controlling family, a burden on a grown-ass man's decision to live his own life, setting the stage by not showing up for the wedding.
Real Killers has a way of like saying it nicely, but destroying the people that he's talking about. Like, he does it respectfully, but he destroys them about their business. If you get my drift.
Throughout their entire marriage, they were consistent on their opinions of her, a constant thorn, as Sandy Ruzick once put it. These things do happen and are actually pretty common. Sometimes families clash or just don't see eye to eye. The difference is most families are willing to put their own opinions aside for the sake of a loved one's happiness. During sentencing, Cindy Watts got on the podium to address the court, and instead of relaying how this heinous crime would impact her life moving forward, she decided to tell the court how perfect and wonderful her son was all his life till then. And as if that weren't already a low blow to the Rusicks, she decided to turn around, looked Chris dead in his eyes, and with sincerity forgave him, showing no remorse or regret for ever interfering in their marriage.
It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it's treated. I can't read as fast. By how it's treated its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Nelson Mandela. He finds good quotes too. Time waits for no one. I still don't get how he could trade in what he had for this. It makes absolute no sense. Chris claims to be a God-fearing man, a good Christian, preaches the word. His lawyer team says this was a one-time deal. He thinks he deserves a second chance. No, he doesn't. The way that I see it is, okay, let's give Shanann and Bella, Celeste, and Nico a second chance. Oh, we can't. They're gone. So you don't get your second chance. The devil also works in mysterious ways. Inmate Watts lives in torment right now, as he should. Karma is coming, or karma's there. Other inmates are plotting and patiently awaiting. what he could have. Freedom.
A tragedy like this should have brought folks together. I do not feel sorry for Chris. Sad about the case as a whole, as in everything that happened. None of it should have happened. You know where this stems from. It's so obvious. A man's upbringing plays a huge part in who he becomes. At what point do we say enough is enough? Call for a ceasefire between the families. Let's not kick them while they're down. Why was it so easy for Chris to pull something like this? It isn't rocket science. A mother had a hard time letting go of her only son. Messed with his head and his marriage. You throw a mistress in the mix, and now you got a psychopath's wheels turning.
The diabolical polygraph.
Tammy Lee excused herself from the room after the polygraph to speak to Special Agent Graham Coder. Chris sat quietly watching videos of his daughters on his cell phone. I brought Graham back in to discuss the results, Tammy said in a serious tone. Chris nodded. It was completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that, Tammy said, cutting straight to the chase. You did not pass the polygraph test. So now we need to talk about what actually happened, and I think you're ready to do that. Coder leaned back in his seat as Tammy looked Chris directly in his eye. I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
It was pretty much good cop, bad cop. He's like, no, just stop with the BS. She's like, come on, Chris, come on. We need you to, like, she was being the soft one. He was just like, it's time. It's time to tell us where they are.
Chris said, still refusing to give in to them.
Though.
Chris, take a deep breath, Coder said calmly. I want you to take a deep breath right now. There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach, and when you hold stuff inside, Tammy said, it makes you physically ill. I can tell from your face you want to come clean and be done with this, and I appreciate that. We're not here to play games. We just want to know what happened. Chris continued to insist he wasn't lying, which made Tammy increasingly frustrated. I just want them to come home, Chris said, but you know...
Honestly, he probably could tell the truth, and we probably still won't believe this man, because we can't believe a word this man says, unless he's hooked up to a lie detector.
No, they're not coming back home, Tammy insisted. You know that. I hope they come back, Chris said. But you know they're not. I hope they come back, Chris repeated stubbornly. I don't know that they're not coming back home. Still leaning back in his chair, incredibly calm and poised, Coder told Chris that he and Tammy were confused. They had been doing a lot of work overnight and found some leads. They knew a lot more than Chris realized. You're a great guy, Coder said. And I know this because everyone tells us that, okay? We can't find anyone to say anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children. I'm not taking care of them right now? Chris gasped. Where are they? Coder demanded. I don't know. I don't know where they are at, he insisted. If I could have my babies back home now, I would. I want everybody back. That's the God's honest truth.
Karma has no menu. You get served what you deserve.
So waking up to the same sounds in a cold cell gets old quick. Hearing other inmates arguing can and will do a number on the mind and soul. I can only imagine the verbal attacks Chris Watts had to endure since his confession. From both CEOs and inmates, it's probably routine at this point and just another day at the office for Chris Watts. Think about it. His offenses are despicable. Criminal code is like the Bible in the penitentiary. The average Joe comes to prison without a jacket on a nonviolent crime. But then after a nickel in the prison system, an inmate changes, becomes institutionalized. Little things begin to get to us. Newbies coming in for the first time. It's annoying. They offset the pace, slow everyone down. You see, not everyone has a release date to look forward to. Convicts who are leaving in a body bag have no problem putting others in one first. If Chris were in general population without a jacket, he would be on count whether he liked it or not. On count is just another term for willingness to participate. He's white, so the white boys will come talk to him. and call upon him from time to time. Ask him to have a seat at the table. Get to know him. Figure out his net worth, so to speak. Oh, so you love God. Going to church every Sunday. Get the little homie in the third row with the braids in his hair. And next Sunday he will give you something to bring back home. Oh yeah, you will have a purpose and make yourself useful, or life on the inside will be unbearable. Don't want to do it? Aha, but you will, trust me. Prison politics have a way of working itself out. The city within a city
Can't be
knows who
fun
goes
at
against
all.
the grain. If you slow down the machine, they'll send in the mechanics to tune your ass up real quick. We can't escape karma. A wise man once said, do more for others than you do for yourself, and you'll be doing the Bible's work. If we were living in the times of God's law, a court would allow Frank Ruzick to take Chris's life in front of his whole family. As the Bible states, an eye
What
for
that
an
think I
eye.
should have been.
On March 16th of 1984, at 9:30 p.m., authorities were transporting a popular karate instructor in custody for the kidnapping and abuse of 10-year-old Jody Plausch. While walking through the airport terminal, Jody's father waited patiently for his son's abuser to walk past, picked up a nearby payphone wearing hat and sunglasses, and seized the small window of opportunity to deliver God's justice. Unexisting 25-year-old Jeff Doucette for abusing his 10-year-old son Jody, shooting him in the head at point-blank range with a .38 snub nose. Gary Plaus just happened to be having a couple of beers at a bar when he overheard an executive for a local news station say that Jeff was being flown in from California with a date, time, and terminal, and that's all he needed. Got off with probation on a manslaughter charge when the community came together on his behalf. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Gary Plausch passed away in 2014. May he rest in peace. I said it before. Had he done something like this to mine, Chris would have never seen a court date.
A man who marries his mistress leaves a vacancy in. Wow, jeez.
After having such a great time with Chris on Saturday night, Nikki told her friend Charlotte more about her new boyfriend. Keeping it a secret, she texted Charlotte. Where did you meet this man? She asked. I think he really likes me. It's the best S I've ever had and I'm hooked. Kessinger then sent a photograph of her and Chris together. He seems too good to be true. He is very handsome and he works out a lot. He is super sexy.
And married.
You look really happy, says Charlotte. Kessinger then said her only concern was that he was coming out of a marriage with 2 young daughters,
So,
and that she didn't always want to be second place in his life.
my fiance has 2 daughters, and I love them very dearly. So, it's possible. Never in a million years did I think I was going to love other children that were not mine. But when I started dating Deanna, my fiance, I never thought that I would love another child as my own, like if it was not blood. And I respectfully treat them as my own. So she could have done that, but she didn't want that.
Life. Like, he's been there and done that, she texted. It's early though. We'll see. He's very kind to me though. Second is not that bad. It's after the first up, a person really understands what they want in a human being. Don't tell nobody. I haven't made up my mind on him yet.
Yes,
Well, how
you
old
did.
is he? Said Charlotte. 33.
Haven't made up your mind, but yet you're Googling marrying your mistress. Or guy says he's leaving his wife for his mistress. Wedding dresses. You haven't made up your mind yet?
I think. He's all about his kids. The fact that he takes care of his kids is a good thing, I think. Later that day, Chris got Bella and Celeste ready for a birthday party. A friend of Shanann and Chris's, Jeremy Lindstrom. Jeremy's son was turning 4. Bella and Celeste were invited. Chris did their hair in little ponytails and helped them get dressed. At the party, he took photos of Bella and Celeste playing with water balloons and sent them to Shanann, saying that they were having fun. During the party, Jennifer Lindstrom asked Chris if he needed a crib for the new baby. Chris said no, he already had it taken care of. Chris also texted Kessinger from the party to arrange a next date to the IMAX cinema, saying his kids were soaked from the water balloons. At 4 p.m., Chris drove Bella and Celeste home, feeding them cold pizza from the night before. While they were eating dinner, Shanann's parents FaceTimed them from North Carolina. The girls told their grandparents just how excited they were that their mom was coming home and would be there the next morning when they woke up. Just after 5 o'clock, Chris Watts texted Cody Roberts about his plans to check out the oil leak the next morning. Investigators now believe that's when he was putting into action his plans to get rid of Shanann and his daughters. "I'm going straight out there from my house," he told Roberts. "No sense in both of us going out there, lol." Over 900 miles away, Shanann was having an early dinner with her friends before boarding the plane. As soon as they sat down, she showed them that Chris had spent $68 on the dinner. She thought it was a little suspicious, said Abby. She also asked us what we thought, and if he was with somebody. Shanann ordered a chicken Caesar salad and some water with lemon. Her flight back to Denver had been delayed because of a bad storm. All the restaurant lights were going out. She was really anxious to get back, said Abby. She was super nervous she wasn't going to get back and be able to talk to him and work things out. At the end of the meal, Shanann and the others posted a photograph, giving the Lavelle sign. Shanann posted them on Facebook, commenting, "Best way to leave Arizona, with loss of power while eating dinner." 2 hours later, Shanann was at the gate at Phoenix, Arizona, waiting to find out when her flight would be leaving. She texted Chris and asked him to send pictures of the girls from the party. He replied with a picture of Bella. "Great job on Bella's hair," she told him. "Really bad dust storm, rain, thunder, and lightning. Praying it doesn't get canceled tonight." She then called him, but Chris was angry she interrupted his workout. She had to let him go. "Sorry I bothered you," she texted him back. "I just wanted to talk to you." While she was waiting at the gate, Shanann composed a rough draft for what she planned on talking to Chris about when she got home. She sent it to Addie for her feedback. "Can you please tell me something?" It read, "This is making me crazy. I know you need time. I want to give you what you're asking for. Respect your space." Shanann went on to say, "Her being in a bad place is just not good for her or the baby. I just need you to give me a little bit of what I did or didn't do, so I'm not going crazy in my head trying to figure this out. I know I can't fix it by myself. That we are going to have to work on together." At 9:28 p.m., Shanann called Chris, but he did not answer. He was in the middle of a conversation with his girlfriend for almost 2 hours. Later, she finally boarded the flight to Denver, ready to be home with Chris and the girls, she posted on Facebook. Then she texted Chris.
Before that ring camera, you cannot tell me it didn't pick up the truck when he backed up. Why have we never seen anything from that angle?
Tammy and Coder stared at him in silence. The only sound that could be heard was the steady tick of the clock in the interrogation room. Coder told Chris he couldn't reconcile the two Chris's that they were witnessing. Agent Coder and Tammy Lee were using the John Reed technique. The technique is known for creating a high-pressure environment for the interviewee, followed by sympathy and offers of understanding and help, but only if a confession is forthcoming. Coder and Tammy Lee were saying things like they knew Chris loved his daughters and wasn't faking it. Coder said it warmed his heart that he was the type of dad who could pack a bag in the morning for his daughters. He then pleaded with Chris to tell them about the other parts he was lying about. Feeling cornered, Chris was ready to come clean about Nikki. "I'm not proud of it, and I feel horrible about it," he said. I've been cheating on her while she was pregnant. But I hurt her emotionally, not physically, he said.
Oh, yes,
Then
you
he
did.
continued trying to distract Coder and Tammy. I didn't go to the Rockies game. I went to dinner with her. The 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time. This is Chris, the truth teller, Coder said, encouraging Chris to continue telling the truth. I fell in love with her, said Chris. Absolutely, Coder responded. Who was her? Tammy asked. I don't want her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life, Chris responded. She's a wonderful person. She knew I was married, yes. At the end, I told her I was going to get separated. When I saw her, she took my breath away. And never in a million years did I think that was going to happen. I never felt this way about anyone in my lifetime.
What about Shanann?
And people wonder why we still probe the case. The absolute scumbaggery that inmate Watts radiates in the interrogation room, romanticizing about his mistress while his family is missing, knowing exactly what he did and where he put them. Detectives gave Chris an out using the Reed technique. Shanann never touched those girls.
No, she did not.
My dearest Chris, I don't even know where to begin. I am so lost for words. I can't even explain how hard this pain hurt. The last 5 weeks have been so hard. I missed everything about you. I missed your morning breath, your touch, your lips against mine. I miss holding you. I miss smelling you in the sheets. I miss talking to you in person. I miss watching you laugh and play with the kids. I love seeing their smile with you. I missed having you around when I felt alone and upset. I just flat out missed the hell out of you. I really don't know how we fell out of compatibility. The only major thing that happened was between your mom and I. I can't change what happened. I will work with you and them to work things out. There has to be a mutual respect from all parties. An apology from your mom, personally, would be nice. Our daughter's life can't be replaced. I chose to delve into Sherilyn Cato's book because she did the legwork and spoke to Chris and the Watts family. She got them to talk, and now they're upset about how she wrote the book or how it made them look. And I get it, but we can't blame the messenger. She just told the story created by a monster who could have made so many better choices than the one he made. Now he's in his cell screaming Bible verses. His wife and kids torment him every night as they should, asking him why. Shanann loved that guy. She could have and should have left his ass. Good riddance. Instead, she fought for her family, believing those emotions. All the special moments with Chris and the girls clouded her judgment. How could she have known? She couldn't have. While she was struggling to save her marriage, for the sake of those babies, he was cheating on her, sending her disturbing photos of a dog covered in a white sheet. Yeah, a lot of what was in Sherilyn Kittle's book was in the discovery, but she also wrote a lot of it. We all want to move past this, but how could we? Right from the jump, his family started their campaign on Shanann's character, making excuses for that monster. Man, I don't know what else to say. If you have nothing nice to say about Shanann and those beautiful babies, let them rest.
Someone says Cindy is ashamed of her behavior. I think I believe it. Do you believe this? If you were, you wouldn't keep saying it. Enough is enough. Amen. I'm just tired of people being nasty to a woman that's gone. Chris is now a swamper at Dodge or janitor. Good for him. I'm sure his family is very proud. And the money that he makes goes to the sex to pay off his debt.
get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. It's a brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot dog,
He
hot
could still be doing this. Or blaming the World Trade Center on. It's just, it's so dumb to blame somebody when they're the ones that are the victims and they're gone. And that's what really frustrates me is the Watts family blames Shanann. Or Nicole Kessinger. She had somewhat of an involvement and they don't want to do anything. Because they got the one guy that they wanted as fast as possible so it looked good for them so they could be voted back in for or DA and have a great track record. Like, it's so grotesque to think about how this case went about. There was no trial. The evidence that they did collect was for nothing because they didn't use it. He confessed. They actually didn't use any of the evidence that they had to take him down. They just went off of his word and his confession. But I'm like Real Killer says, karma always gets their man. Karma always comes back. Karma is a vengeance kind of thing. As they say, do good unto others as you would want to be treated. Because you don't want to treat somebody bad because it will come back to you. And I guarantee that's what they're having to deal with. Between between the Watts family, Chris Watts, Nicole Kessinger. You can't tell me that you're going to live a life of simplicity knowing that the man that you call your son, call your boyfriend, has committed one of the most heinous acts, and you think life's going to go on? It's not. It's never going to go away. The Watts are going to have to deal with the fact that their son is a murderer. Nicole Kessinger is going to have to deal with the fact that she was the mistress of a man that murdered his family for her and more. There's other reasons why. It's not just the only reason why Chris committed those murders. A good part of it was Nicole, but others was the anger that he had built up because things he didn't take care of with his family and the Watts family. Again, please comment down below your guys' thoughts, your opinions. I do value them. Please don't be nasty or hurtful or hateful because you will be banned. I've banned 3 people today, and I will continue doing it. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. I'm not worrying about haters anymore continuously. So if you are that, don't do it. Again, I thank you guys for watching. Please take care. Be safe. And again, like I said before, go over to Real Killers. Give them some love by subscribing, comment, like, and share, and watch their videos. Or his videos, sorry. And we will see you guys in the next video. So please take care. Be safe. And again, as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time.